Good morning, guys. Looking forward to seeing you in class this week. This assignment that we have going on is a personality profile. So we kind of want to build up an understanding of who we are and what are our skill sets, what do they lend themselves to, and how do we see ourselves because that can help us grow who we want to be. The tests are not super long. You're going to be taking 4 in total. You're going to be taking the Type Finder test. You're going to be taking the Enneagram test, which are two personality tests that kind of tell you where you might fit in certain kind of aspects of how you view the world. And then you're also going to be doing the DISC test and also the career profiler, which will kind of how do your tendencies fit into a specific role or position in the workplace. We've been building on our career kind of ideas. This will take us a little further and see how that kind of fits in how you saw yourself. So when you do these guys, you're going to get some results. The results are limited, and the reason that they are limited is because we're not paying 20 or 30 bucks per test, and that's okay. So the one that I took today, I've taken them all, and I actually have my results in my personality profile. But I took the Enneagram score, guys, and right here is some explanation, and you need to read this explanation to understand more or less what's occurring with your scoring. So if you look at my graph, there's 9 types on this graph. And in a nutshell down here, it kind of speaks to what your primary type is. And that's kind of what we're looking for. Now, this image, you can copy this image and try to put it into the slideshow. If it doesn't work that way, most of you have what's called a snipping tool, which is this tool right here that I'm just clicking on. And it allows you to capture an image and then copy it and paste it in. If you can't, that's fine. You just need to place whatever your profile type is, your top 2 or 3, into um, the personality profile template that I've set up. So if I went to mine right here, if we're looking, I've got a good mix. The one that is the really the the most appropriate for me is 8, which is known as the challenger. My second biggest match was 1, which is kind of being a perfectionist. And the third is 2, which is the giver. And I think that's probably a pretty accurate representation of me. I tend to be very diplomatic, but I'm also not afraid to try new things, although I do want to be perfect. And I believe that social justice and equity and equality and these things do matter. And doing the right thing is more important than making the right amount of money. And so I think some of this fits with teachers. And if you look, guys, it has down here, it doesn't have all 3 of your personality superpowers. So you'll just take the first one and place it in there. And that's it. So I want to know what are your top 3 matches for the Enneagram. And I want to know what is your superpower. Now, we're going to take this one because I haven't done the Enneagram test in here. So I'm actually going to add a slide and add my results. So as I said, guys, if you have to type that in, you can. If you can come in here and you can do, let's see if this will let me copy. It might not, okay? I only need my top 3. So what I could really do is just come in here and go 8, because that's my highest match. Go to here and paste it there. I can come in and go back and I can do 1. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, and I'm going to get my last one in, which was 2, and voila, we've got it. So when you're doing this, guys, you will have here, I'm going to make the type a little bit smaller. Let's go, so it'll fit. There we go. It's got all my stuff. If you want to make this smaller type bigger, or you want to highlight it and bold it, that is fine. Kind of up to you. Remember, things stylistically. You're always thinking, guys, about your audience, not yourself. Okay. So just one thought that you could do is to come in and edit that a little bit to make it better. So those are part of my results. I also am going to add, I'm actually going to copy this slide and I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to add here my superpower, which according to this test, and which is probably pretty true of me, is optimism. And so you don't, if you want to put your score in, you can. I would as well. I'm going to just use this. I'm going to take all this stuff, erase it, boom, optimism. And 20 was my score. And you can make this bigger and center it if you like. I'm going big with my optimism, guys. So at the very end, the last thing you're going to do. So if you see here, there are 4 tests to take. They're going to take about 10 minutes each. You'll transfer your results. I put this for the Type Finder because it's a personality test, and this is a Myers-Briggs. So I want you to make sure that you have your top 2 here matches for that. And if there's any other pertinent results you want to add, you can. These are the real 2 that I'm looking for that kind of describes how you see the world and how you interact in it. So it's very important. You got your DISC results, which is more of a career type of personality kind of deal, and it describes what your drives are and what you fit in. You'll have your career personality profiler, which tells you the order of your values, how you kind of fit in certain aspects, and then what would be the appropriate position for you. Guys, all of this integrates into our group and collaborative work, which really starts to take hold next week. We want to meld together personalities that work together well, so you guys have an opportunity to excel. So this is your template. Just follow this. You're just going to fill in your information. The last slide is going to be my conclusions. And I want you to write just a paragraph kind of talking about or summing up what it is and who you are. And so you're going to use these results to create your personality profile. When finished, you're going to move this into your incubator drive, okay, your incubator 2020 drive. And you will also share, you can move this way as well, guys. Coming here, it's a little faster. I don't know why it's acting that way. We'll move it to here. Boom, I've got Rockies up there because I was working with it the other day. It's not going in there. Moving it to that one. Yep, popping it in there. Now, when I share this, guys, this link should already be ready to go, but make sure if it says restricted, you're going to copy this link and then you're going to turn this in. I'm going to save this. When you turn this in, guys, you will just paste in the link. There's a URL submission. So paste the URL. Boom, you're done. You're open and you're free to go on this. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me.